So now we're going to move on to the sense of touch, feel. And the first one I want to talk about, because again, you've got a tour coming up, Showman. And the first one you put down is bed at home after a tour.
Yeah. I mean, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? I'm sure I spend a lot of my time in hotels and I'm blessed with fairly nice hotels. So it's nothing against the hotels. But yeah, there's just nothing like it, is it? That you've been rolling into potholes and whatever for months. And it's quite nice to get home and just sort of spread out and do starfish if you can in what is your actual bed. And it has brought me to tears before because it's been so nice. If there's hesitation in my voice, it's only because I've just shifted to linen bedding, so it has a completely different feel. So this is a new thing. I stayed at a friend's house. Oh, it was interesting, linen bedding. And then I was just browsing the net. I thought I'm going to get a linen bed. So it's a very different thing. So I don't quite have that now. Like with the current bedding, it's a totally new feel. It's slightly scratchy, but I'm hoping after a few washes, it'll be right. But that aside, there's a new feel to get used to. But yeah, it's that coming home after holiday, whatever, but particularly a tour, because it's not generally a long thing and you're moving around. You tend not to sleep that well. It's a wonderful. It's a wonderful thing to come home to.
Did you do a lot of specific choosing of the mattress? Because that's important.
So I had a friend, Nev Campbell. Nev
I
Campbell,
do, yes.
actress. Yeah. So she used to live in England and was married to a friend of mine, and we had a long discussion one night about favorite beds, and she really pushed for this particular bed that she liked. So I needed a new bed, so my bed comes courtesy of Nev Campbell.
Very lovely.
It has got a cranky thing, so you can crank it and make it harder or softer as you wish. I've never used it. I've never used it because why would you do that? But it's just there. I'm just saying it to show off about.
I've never even heard a mattress that you crank.
Yeah. Well, there's no mattress. It's all springs. It's springs that just kind of interlink. So as one goes down, as you turn, the next one goes. So it's a very soft experience. Because there's no actual mattress. You can change the whatever the word is of the springs, the tightness. According to your whim.
And particular pillows? Do you have Hungarian down like I do?
I like a very soft pillow. I'm a big fan of the Pig Hotels. There's a chain of those, and I really liked their pillows. Very soft, slightly kind of like damage, give yourself some kind of lockjaw thing in the morning. Like they're very soft, and probably I would be advised to have a slightly more supportive pillow. But I like the kind of the big cloud thing. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like an exciting topic of conversation, I have to say, but it is nonetheless. It's just, and I'm sure everybody has this experience, but yeah, it has to be. Does everybody say it? Does everyone say it?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It is a really common one because we spend a third of our lives in bed, so it's really important. A friend of mine once said the things you need to make sure you spend money on are things that touch the ground. So like the tires on your car, your shoes, and any part of your body is on, touching the mattress. So the mattress has to be really important. The pillows. So I was like, oh, that's good advice. So get good tires, good shoes, and good bedding. And obviously now you've got the linen thing.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's to do with wear and tear, basically. So you make sure that you minimise that by having anything in contact with the ground. You make sure it's good quality to minimise the impact of the negative impact, basically, which I thought was quite good. And so I'm guessing it was Egyptian cotton before that. Or linen.
Yes, I mean, of course, and a number so high. The thread count so high that
I can't even. Cloud.
Yeah, it ceases to be a number; it becomes something else. Yeah,
it was literally candy floss you were sleeping in. How lovely!
Yeah,
that's
so high you can hear it.
Yeah. And actually, interestingly, because this moves on to the next category, which is you've put brushed cotton and comfy clothes in middle age.
Yeah. And just for this, hang on.
Oh.
I've lost my ears, so I still have to look at which goes in which ear. Is it just me? Is it like
no? Every time. Okay. Like I thought it was just. Yes.
Hang
okay.
On, I didn't even know I've done that right. No, I've done it wrong. You did sound a bit tinny. Yeah, I never know which way to go. Yeah, so it's basically cardigan. Look, I'm 50. I know. Thank you. It's a very expensive moisturizer. I know, but I think we both look very good for our age, don't we? We've discussed this. I think we're doing pretty well.
Well, I'm 76, so you know.
I know, amazing. And again, partly that is one thing. You move to the country. Within an instant, within like a nanosecond, you don't care what you look like. No one around you is inspiring to look good or make an effort. It's purely about what feels comfortable and soft against my dainty skin. That's really all that's of interest to me now until I die.
Yeah.
Soft fabrics.
And do you have like? I'm always curious about about celebs. Do you have like a specific like tailor or like anything like that? I can't, because I think most people's impression of you is like, oh, Derren goes to like the place where the Kingsman films are filmed, and he goes in there and he gets like this amazing umbrella and these amazing shoes. And is that any close to the truth?
Have you heard of Tom of Asda?
George?
George, I don't even know. I don't know.
Oh no! You see, Tom is the secret version of Asda.
Yes, you have to ask for Tom. Yeah, you have to ask for Tom. Hilarious. No, I tend, when I go to New York, I really like, it's very expensive, but I like double RRL, which is like a sub branch of Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren.
Right.
Somebody keeps calling it, which I find really annoying. Ralph Lauren. Anyway, I quite like that. So if I have any sort of like favorite shop, it's that. But no, I don't. I certainly don't go to. That's my one. If anything's fancy in my life, it'll be that. And I tend to only do that when I'm in New York, because they've got a very nice shop there. And I'm like never in New York. Doesn't really fancy clothes shopping doesn't happen very often. So no, I think when I first started doing the shows like 20 years ago, that was very kind of, suity and so on.
Yeah.
There was lots of that about, but no, it's purely about what is softest and how can it be made even softer in the washing machine? What products can I use?
And does that transfer to the clothes that you wear on stage as well? Do you have like someone who
increasingly, but no, sadly, normally there's a director or somebody making, insisting, because things, if they're kind of creasy, they just look terrible on stage, which is a shame because they tend to feel very nice. My dream is, I know Michael Sheen a bit, right? The actor, and he was doing a great Hamlet in town. And he came over that after, I'd seen it in town, and then he came over for maybe lunch or something during one day, and I noticed he was wearing the clothes that he wears on stage, and it wasn't like a period costume. He wasn't dressed as Hamlet. Sorry, he was. It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah. No, he was just in like kind of. Just a cool sort of wardrobe. It's a bit sort of All Saints-y, I don't know. Anyway, and I thought, that's it. That's the dream. You just walk on stage in your own clothes, and that's always kind of like that's been like the Michael Sheen dream in the back of my mind. But unfortunately, because I do wear quite shabby clothes, not now. I mean, I'm really dressed very well at the moment because I made an effort. But you'd be surprised. Normally, it's quite shabby. Yeah, I couldn't do that to a paying audience. But yeah, are you at your doting age? Are you a fan of the brush? That looks like that could be a brushed cotton shirt.
Yeah, it is cotton. It's M&S. Gotta say,
Nice.
The reason I like it was very specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Paul Baisley,
yes.
he had this shirt on in the summer, and I was just like, I like that. And the thing I like,
can I have it? You asked him for his shirt.
It's the cuff. It's really weird. It's like but it was very specifically hang on. So it was like that, and he just had it rolled up, and I just like, oh, I just quite like that white line around there, and I was just like, I really like that. And also I like blue shirts, they kind of work with my eyes.
And you basically you just buy pretty much replicas of what you've already got when you go out clothes shopping. That's the standard.
Oh yeah. And I always buy 2 of everything, because if I find something I really like, it's like, got to get 2 because it'll wear out, because I'll wear it.
Yes, so I know someone else that does this. Buy one to lay down, like a glass, like a bottle of wine or something.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got
because otherwise you go back and they don't make them anymore. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and also I usually buy in the sales.
No, nice. Yeah. I like to wait for things to go back up to full price.
Yes, if only I was you. That's the only downside of that. I can't do that. Well, actually, I know I could do it now, but yeah, it is tempting. So you've got your brushed cotton and comfy clothes in middle age, which you're obviously now wearing.
Yeah.
And the bed at home after tour. And then the final, which I think is really lovely. I love this one. Blowing drum rolls on the soft part of my Beagle Bassett's neck and general sock mouth areas.
Yes. First of all, to be clear, the sock mouth area.
Yeah.
So she's a Beagle Basset, so somewhere between the two. So that's like a sort of a droopy beagle that's let itself go, or a tidy Basset. So she's a little stumpy beagle. But she's got like a kind of Basset hound, all this kind of like droopy, often quite drooly. But it's like a sock that's, when you get a pair of socks and you kind of like push them into themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? And there's that general sense of sort of something kind of all filled in on itself. So that's generally what's sort of going on here. And it's really nice to get your mouth into and to sort of blow raspberries into. If where you want to take that's entirely up to you. But that initial thing of just sort of getting in there is lovely. As long as you're not drooling, that's not nice. But when she was little, I used to, the stairs in where I used to live when she was a pup, she couldn't get down them. So I'd have to carry her down. So she'd go upstairs to go to the loo, because there's like a tiny little terracey bit where she could do that. So I'd bring her down. And when I'd bring her down, I'd be holding her sort of like this. And I started doing a thing of going on the back of her neck, right? So she'd sort of like lift her neck up, and she'd quite enjoy that as we go down the stairs. And now it's a thing that she comes and requests. She comes in and does that, and that's lovely. And it's really soft and it's furry, and it's a lovely. And she's not that affectionate as a dog, so like if you pick her up, you can almost hear her just counting in her head until you put her back down. Like she's got no interest in affection. So these little things from her like that, where she does come and request, whether it's a sports massage or the drum roll, is particularly touching. So yeah, between the actual tactile quality of the thing itself and the kind of rarity of the display of affection when she sort of comes over and wants it, that's
those are the things. Of those 3, what's the name of the Beagle Basset again?
Doodle.
So and what's the other dog called?
Humbug
and Doodle. So Doodle.
It's actually Doodle and Humbug. It's Doodle and Humbug.
Doodle. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds the slightly. Doodlebug isn't that a bomb? A flying bomb? So I just suddenly thought of that, really. And it makes a humming sound. So so you've got blowing drum rolls on the soft part of Doodle's neck and general sock area. You have the bed at home after a tour, and brushed cotton and comfy clothes in middle age. One of those is Derren's #1 favorite. Which one is it? And then we will come to the final category.